the title of tonight's masterclass is Ways to Wellness. So can somebody be eating a crummy diet and not exercising and having negative thoughts and use Hercules and still get well?
Yes, they do. They can.
Yeah.
However, uh,
No,
however,
isn't that amazing? It's
it's
true.
amazing. It's amazing. If they were doing all the good things, can you imagine how much more they would have been? However, new extracts is amazing at cleaning the blood no matter what the lifestyle, but we encourage individuals to live healthily. In fact, as I share with people, I share 8 different factors. There are more than 8, but good nutrition, and that's where new extracts comes in. Because we live in a world that is the foods, they've really messed up our foods and they're doing it more and more every day. And it's not what it ought to be. So nutrition, this makes up for the chemicals and the toxins and the GMOs and the different things they've done to our food.
And
And then there's,
wait, let's talk about one at a time like that with the
okay,
nutrition, because
okay,
that's one of the things that I talk to everybody about too, how good is
uh-huh,
your diet?
yep,
And what I recommend, I posted on Facebook something today. Eat all of these packaged, chemicalized, things that are not really considered food, um, are now putting in something that's called asheta. Do you know what that
mm,
is? It's
I
ground up crickets. I mean,
ouch,
yeah. I mean, and they showed packaging with labels. I mean, and it's in crackers and bread. And I mean, you got to read the labels. And I think the best thing to do is to shop on that little outside edge of the grocery store, and just get the fruits and vegetables and nuts and
yes,
seeds that are coming from Mother Earth rather
yes.
than stuff that's packaged. Because if you've got stuff in a box with chemicals, it's dead. There's no life force in that. That can't possibly help you to get healthier.
That
It,
is so true. That is so true. In order to let our cells be alive, stay alive, and be lively, we've got to put live food into it. And that is one thing that attracted me with new extracts, and especially with Hercules. When I heard of the 40 plus natural herbs without chemicals and preservatives and all of that, I said to myself, this is exactly what I believe, and I've enjoyed it ever since.
Me too. And it's not just the herbs. I mean, anybody could take those 44 plants and mix it with alcohol and call it an extract. But the name of this company, New Extracts, not Nuxtrax, please don't do that. But a new type of extracts, Xtrax, because these are just the top molecules, the highest frequency, most active, most restorative molecules from these 44 of the most powerful plants on the planet. This is food. And this is food that goes right into the bloodstream and nourishes the body back to health in a way that there's nothing else that does that. Nothing. So, what else do you recommend besides good nutrition, Sherilyn?
So we're going to do an acronym, New Start. So you'll help me with this. So it's N.e.w.s.t.a.r.t. So we did N for nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
E, what do you think the E is for?
Oh,
Exercise.
yeah. Yeah. That was.
Movement. Movement is so critical and so important to better health. So we encourage individuals, as soon as you put your fork down, go for a digestive walk. Increase the metabolic rate so that your digestion can be even better. It's not hectic exercise, it's a digestive walk. And then outside of that, do some exercise at least half an hour, 5 days a week. How does that sound?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. I tell people the same thing. If you're not moving, you're not living. I mean,
True.
because look at somebody that has died, they don't move. You know,
Mm, true.
and people that are
True.
very, very ill, they barely move. You've got to
Yes.
keep it moving. Move it or you lose it.
That's it. Move what you got. Move what your
Yeah.
mama gave you.
Absolutely. Okay, so what's W?
Water,
Ooh,
water,
that's yeah.
water. And I don't go into details because not everybody can get certain types of water. The important thing is that you get the best quality water available to you. The most important thing, just like our Hercules, it's ideal to spray it 15 minutes before meals. But if you forget and you start eating, spray it anyway. The most important thing is to get it into your bloodstream. Similar with water. The most important thing is that you drink adequate amounts of water. And we tell folks there's an easy way to figure out how much water you need. Half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 160 pounds, half of that would be what?
80.
80. And 80 ounces, if it's 8-ounce glasses, that would be 10. So if you weigh
So
160
this
pounds, you need 10. Love
is
that.
20 ounces.
Ooh.
So you picked my weight. So 80 ounces, that's 4 of these a
Yes,
day.
thank you.
And, you know, that's one of the first things I talk. I put W at the top of my list because
Mm,
water at the top of my list because
yes.
almost everybody is dehydrated. And if somebody is not feeling results from iHercules
Hmm.
right away, I'll say to them, how much water are you drinking? And those are the people that are like, oh, I don't really like water. I hardly ever drink any water. And you go, this works in the bloodstream. You know what happens to your bloodstream when you're dehydrated? It it compresses. And you know what happens
Yes.
to your blood when that happens? The
Yep.
blood pressure goes up. You know, it's like it is so important to drink water. I'll tell you a funny little thing. When my mom was, well, I'm 70, I'm gonna be 76 in a couple weeks. When I was yet little and we'd go to the doctor always used to say, how much water are you drinking? Are you drinking your 8 glasses of, now it didn't matter whether you were 300 pounds or 90 pounds, they said 8 glasses of water. My mom had this little thing. She would take 8 pennies and she'd put them by the windowsill because in those days you could actually drink from the faucet.
Mhm.
And every time she drank a glass of water, she would move a penny to the other side of the window
Mm,
ledge. So that by the
awesome.
end of the night, she had drunk all 8 glasses, 8 pennies were there. And if she hadn't, she'd stand there and drink another 3 glasses till she had them. But now doctors don't even tell you or even ask you whether you're drinking water.
Yes, sadly, sadly.
Very
And
sad.
it's so important because 70+% of the body is made up of water. 76
Yeah,
various organs. The brain needs a lot of water. Your bloodstream needs a lot of water. And you mentioned if we don't drink enough water, how the blood vessels constrict, they get tight. Not only that, but the blood is thick. Water dilutes. So it's like you have honey or molasses. The more water you put in it, the thinner it is, the easier the flow. The easier the flow, the lower the blood pressure. And it
absolutely.
enhances what iHercules does and makes us more healthy. All
You
right.
and I are on the
Awesome.
same page, Sherilyn.
Yes, we are.
And you know, something else, I ask people, do they have swollen ankles? And
Mm.
if their ankles are swollen,
Yep.
I'll that's because I tell people that's because your body is dehydrated and your body does not want to let go of that water.
True.
It's hanging
True.
on to it.
Yes, yes.
I
Not
mean,
only that, but when you're dehydrated, the body takes water from the less essential parts, like your joints. So for people with arthritic pains and, pain in the bone and that kind of thing, the body takes, and your skin is dry. You notice your skin is dry when you're dehydrated.
yeah,
The body takes from the less essential organs and give to the brain so the brain can function. So the more water you drink, the more the brain will have adequate amounts so the body can allow the joints, your knees, your hips, wherever it is, to have their portion, and your skin, and your nails, and your hair, so that you can look good and feel good and do good. Amazing.
absolutely. I love it.
Yeah,
We're a
I
good
do too.
team. We
You
got we
start.
got the
You
same
start.
information.
Yes, we
Well,
do. The S
it's
is for
simple.
sunshine. It is simple, simple to do.
Simple to do. So, okay, what was the next one?
The next one is S for sunshine. And where
Oh,
sunshine is concerned, we focus on getting the sunlight, which is a natural disinfectant to enhance the health of our environment and our world and our clothing and our lives and our bodies. But more than anything else, vitamin D.
mhm.
Vitamin D is, we can't say enough about that. So essential to health. and it was undersold. Back in the day, they thought you'd get vitamin D, overdose on vitamin D, so they limited the amount we would get, 400 international units, only to realize we need so much more. So I want to encourage everybody, check your vitamin D level. You should know what it is. Check it before you get started, and take a good supplement. If you live in the Northeast, like myself, I'm in New York, you get some care. You get adequate amounts year round for the most part. We don't.
Yeah, but you want to hear something interesting, Sherilyn? You
Uh-huh.
know, when I first started this, um, there were a bunch of doctors and therapists, and we were reading all the ingredients and said, you know, why would you need anything else when all these things do so many things? So we decided we would go off of all supplements for a while,
Uh-huh.
and
Mm.
for 3 months, and then come back and see, and then do blood tests and energy scans and see how we did without it. Well, somebody was going, well, you have to have vitamin D because, you know, everybody's deficient in it. And the group decided, no, we're going to go off everything and just see how we do. I had been taking vitamin D my entire life, along
Wow.
with handfuls of supplements. When we did our blood tests at the end of that, my vitamin D level had come up when I quit taking the supplement.
Mm.
Isn't that
Wow.
interesting? That was
That
like,
is
whoa.
that is fascinating.
Yeah.
Yep. That is fascinating. And during that time, you were taking the Hercules, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
see? That is awesome. So you're getting it
Well,
all
and
natural.
I've been doing this for almost 4 years, almost since the company started. I heard about it when it was 3 months old.
Wow.
Um, so I've been doing it, and you know, they say do 4 sprays 3 times a day for 4 months, and then you can maintenance is once a day. Well, I'm still doing it 3 times a day or more because I understand this now. And this is the most powerful food I can put in my body. And I mean, sometimes I don't usually, I do intermittent fasting, so I don't usually eat until about 1 o'clock or so. And if I'm on the phone, it might be 3 o'clock, and I look at the, you know, and I'm going, I ought to eat something, and I've got a Zoom going on, or and that, so I'll just grab my bottle, and within like 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, good to go. So,
Energy boosted, ready to go.
yeah,
That is so beautiful.
it's amazing. Okay, next.
Uh, we find that even people in warmer climates sometimes are deficient because we hide from the sun when in fact we do need it. All
Yeah.
right,
Oh, I
moving
love
on.
the sun. I
Yep.
love the
So
sun.
start. T is for temperance, meaning things that are detrimental to the body, avoid it completely. And even the good things, don't overdo on it. Just do enough, but never too much, so that we can balance our bodies. So T is for temperance. A is for air, fresh air. Fresh air is so important. We need oxygen. We can go days, we can go weeks without food, days without water, but we can't go more than 4 to 6 minutes without air. We're gone. So air is important, and fresh air is even better. Outdoor, open your windows. Even in the winter, we recommend that people open the window a little bit so you get some fresh air coming in, and open at least two of them so you get a cross circulation. Also include some healthy plants indoors. Indoor healthy plants, they get rid of not just the carbon dioxide that we breathe out, but benzene and formaldehyde and all the toxic things in our environment. Declutter, keep your environment clean, and have fresh air coming through. How does that sound?
Perfect.
And it's great for the skin, it's great for your complexion, it's great for your health. So, new start, STAR is for rest. And we can't say too much about rest. So important. We need adequate rest during the night, to bed, rest well, deep sleep. Also, during the day, take a break, take vacations, take intermittent rest whenever you are able to. So important for the body. It regenerates. We have a saying, rest repairs the rents that the stresses of life brings. Rest is important.
And
And the
so
last,
many people don't get sleep, don't get good sleep.
yeah, yes, it is
But
true.
we've got a bunch of solutions for that, and I'll tell you, almost everybody sleeps better on Hercules, and
That's
then if
it.
they still have issues, you just put on a sleep patch.
Oh, I got one right here.
Not
Where
a
is it?
sleep
On the
patch,
left
but
side.
yeah, put that
Yeah,
one in my pillow.
there we go. I put it
I do
on
too.
and it's so
I got
restful and beautiful.
me too. I got
Very
two of them
good.
on. Yeah, yeah, got two of them on.
Very nice. Yep.
Uh,
So sleep is important, and that is why we have the sleep patch that for people with difficulties, you have no excuse now. Get your sleep, get your rest, and be rejuvenated. During sleep, the body detoxifies itself. And it has been found that in the early part of the night, at about 10 p.m., between 10 and 2 a.m., the body detoxifies itself. It builds up and it tapers off. So the earlier we can get to bed, the better it is. And it is also said that an hour before midnight is equal to 2 hours after midnight.
I've
Isn't that
heard that
amazing?
too. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, the body heals when you're sleeping.
Yes, thank
So
you.
you
Yep.
absolutely need to get really good sleep.
Yes. And the last one is the last T, new start. And it's trusting in a divine power, trusting in the creator who created the natural herbs for us, trusting in the one who can take care of us. And it is amazing. New start. Let's start new.
I love that. That's I'm using that. Yeah,
Very
you
nice.
know, trusting in the creator. You're so right about that. So many, and one thing that goes along with that is attitude. Because,
Yes.
if you have a bad attitude, if you think, oh, geez, nothing ever works for me. I know this worked for Sherilyn, and I know this worked for, but nothing ever works for me. You know what?
Mm, it will
It
never work for
probably
you.
isn't. It's not going to work as good for you as it did for me
Yes.
then, because your mental attitude toward things is just so important. And the newest research out in brain research and epigenetics is proving that our thoughts, I mean, we've always been saying our thoughts are creative. And it is now they're proving scientifically how true that is. So, if you're thinking, man, I'm going to get better and better every day, and this spray is going to help me, that is going to boost that. And if
Yes.
you believe that these are foods from God's garden, and these were given to us because this is absolutely what we need, and this has not been messed with. There's nothing artificial, there's nothing chemicalized, and this is just the top molecules. And
Yes.
it's just so important to have a good attitude and to believe in goodness.
Yes, awesome, awesome. And that trusting in divine power as the faith element, where you have faith that you can move whatever you need to move and get to where you need to get to. Do you know, I've found as I work with individuals that this product is so wonderful that it doesn't have any side effects, no adverse effects. Anyone who complains, usually if somebody's a negative person, and
Mhm.
you kind of know them. Sometimes it's associates, it's people you've met before. And individuals with negative attitudes usually have some complaint or the other when most everybody else is using the same product and nothing's happening with them. It never fails to happen.
That's true.
Yeah.
Um, by the way, there are a few people that don't like the taste of this.
Uh-huh.
Um, Jim Barnett was saying that because run into, I I've only had one person that goes, oh, I can't do it. It's just too, it tastes like herbs. It's like bitter herbs. Um, but one of the things he says to do is to take a really good essential peppermint oil and put 2 drops in the bottle. So if you
Mm.
pull this apart, and not everybody knows how to do this, just pull it apart. Let's see, I'm almost out of that one. And it all comes apart like that. And you can just put 2 drops of a really good natural essential oil in there, peppermint oil, and that'll totally change the flavor of it. And it's
Mm.
good. The head of the science team has agreed that that's fine.
Oh,
That's the only
wow.
thing to do. But yeah, if you want to make it taste better. But
That is interesting. Thanks for sharing that, Care.
yeah. Um, Also, but I've got, Joshua has babies, and Ruth Ann's saying, I love the taste. Yeah, me too. His babies are 3 and 4 now, and they've been using it ever since they were newborn. And man, Grayson, he gets a hold of my bottle and he'll spray 10, 15 sprays in his, he loves it. So tell your friends and family, bring them along next time.
Thank you all for being here. You've been an awesome listening audience.
Absolutely. Blessings, everybody. Bye now.